All right.
We're
I think we're live now. How you doing, Brad?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Well, everybody, this is my affiliate marketing interview series. This is going to be in my YouTube channel as well as in my Facebook group, and it's also streaming on my Facebook page. So if you're not part of my group, you are able. This is going to be in my YouTube channel as well as in my Facebook group, and it's also streaming on my Facebook page. So if you're not, oh great.
I think if you just pause it on that happened to me before too. I think you just have to pause
I'll tell you.
Pause the feedback. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, let's see here. This has never happened with me. With this. Let me check my audio really quick. All right.
Is that feedback coming from inside the Facebook group?
Okay, there we go.
Cool.
I think we got it. Man, I'll tell you. Hey, it's a learning process, right?
That's what happens when you go live, man. That's what happens when you go live.
Exactly. Well, they give you these opportunities to share to all these different medias, but it's not always as simple as you think it is. So anyways, but so welcome here. This is broadcasting in my group, on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page. This is Brad Shildkrout. He is another affiliate marketer. He is truly living the laptop lifestyle. You're currently in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, right?
Yep.
Right on. Well, how's the weather down there, Brad?
It's good, man. It's good. It's hot. And actually, sorry if there's any noise in the background. A crowd of people just decided to come around me as we start doing this. But,
yeah.
No worries. But yeah, so I've been in Playa del Carmen for the most part for the last about 7 months. I'm from Philadelphia originally, but I've been down here for a while. I spent some time in Costa Rica. I was actually just back in Philadelphia for about 2 weeks, just visiting my family. But I've been down here just doing the digital marketing stuff for a while, kind of in multiple different phases of my business over the last, coming up on a year or so. But originally I started back when I graduated college. I worked, a corporate 9-to-5 job in the finance industry, and just your standard, 9-to-5 type of job that turns into a 9-to-7, and, the rat race, right? You look at the people above you, and they're all making a lot of money, but none of them are living the type of life that you actually want to live. And I found myself in a situation where I just wasn't fulfilled, and I found that out pretty early. So I decided to just make radical change. And every time I've taken, serious action, it's always been from kind of a place of a pain threshold, right? Like you reach a certain level of pain in your life where you really have no other choice but just to kind of sit there in an unhappy situation or just kind of change things, right? And for me, that first jump was moving to Thailand. So I quit my job. All my friends and my family thought I was absolutely insane, as you would expect. So I did that. I moved out to Thailand, and I worked there as a math teacher for a year and a half. And immediately when I got there, I knew that I would never return back to kind of a normal 9-to-5 type of job. It's just when you put yourself in that type of situation, that's so much different than what you're used to. You get perspectives from people from all over the world, and you're literally living inside of a completely different environment where you are the outsider all the time. The amount of kind of personal growth and development that comes from that is huge, and I knew that I wanted to stay on that path. So I did that for a year and a half, and kind of the whole time I was trying to build sustainability, right? Because making as a math teacher in Thailand, I was making like 20 grand a year, which in Thailand, that actually goes a really long way. Like you can live pretty well there on 20 grand a year, but I didn't want to do that forever. I knew that there was more for me. So I started looking at a travel blog. I created my first travel blog. Couldn't really monetize that. I created a drop shipping store. And I made some money with my drop shipping store, but like a lot of people, my Facebook ad account got shut down. One thing leads to another. Coronavirus happens. I end up back in the US. I was actually traveling in Nepal in March of 2020, and I was forced to go back to the US, kind of at ground zero. And that's when I first got introduced through my roommate and really good friend, Mike Rama, into kind of this digital space, more on the affiliate marketing side. And I actually kicked off my career, my business, on the sales side of this. So initially I was taking high ticket phone sales calls, just enrolling people into at the time, what was a Facebook ads course. And now it's more of a Facebook ads and a YouTube ads, and really kind of a comprehensive affiliate marketing course. And that's where I started my career off. And what that allowed me to do is it allowed me to learn, one, a lot more about the psychology of a buyer, and two, just kind of the inner workings of, one, affiliate marketing, and two, digital course creation, because they had a whole platform full of digital courses that I was selling. And then during that process, I actually helped I guess he was called my manager, my boss at the time. I helped him to create his digital course, which was an online sales training program. And then right away, I started becoming an affiliate for that course because I knew the course well. I helped to create the course, and it just made sense for me to actually be an affiliate for it. And that's when my business really started to skyrocket. And I really did everything organically. So I made all of my money initially in affiliate marketing, promoting this sales training program inside of other people's Facebook groups. And just working the DM game. I would spend all day inside of the Facebook Messenger. I was in, at the time, like 200 plus Facebook groups, just providing value in Facebook groups and just grabbing as many leads as possible, getting them onto email campaigns and just providing value to them. And then I would actually close the deals on the phone myself. But what I realized is I don't want to build a business where I'm forced to be in the Facebook Messenger all day. I experience the same thing. Like you have those people that you talk to on Facebook Messenger, and of course you're trying to help them. But waking up in the morning to 35 Facebook messages, and most of them positive, but 3 or 4 of them are calling me a scam, or calling me this, or calling me that, or bringing some sort of negativity. That starts to weigh on you. And I knew I needed to change things pretty quickly. So I kind of shifted what I was doing and kind of parlayed that into promoting another program, which was more of the Facebook ads and YouTube ads program. I started running some YouTube ads myself. I had run Facebook ads in the past, but my account was banned. And that's when I started to build my email list. And then one thing leads to another. I came across Legendary Marketer, loved their program, loved what they had to offer, loved the transparency that they offered. Learned a lot with them in the 15-day challenge. And then I started to promote them. I actually switched the link in my TikTok. I started on TikTok promoting another program, switched over to Legendary for a while. And now I'm pretty close to releasing my own course based around personal branding and affiliate marketing. And I'll have my own affiliate marketing program in there as well. So sorry to hog the mic, but that's kind of my backstory of how I got to here, kind of the trials and tribulations I've had, and the people that I work with. I talk all the time about iterations of your business, right? Because your business constantly changes, it constantly adapts. What I do on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, it changes every week, and that's what's so exciting about this space, right? Is that like what I'm doing right now, 6 months from now, I have no idea if it's going to be even remotely similar to this. Is TikTok going to be a good source of leads at that point? Who knows? Is there going to be a new social media platform? You know what I mean? And that kind of excitement level and the speed of this industry is what drew me to it in the first place, and what kind of keeps me going. Every day.
Keeps things interesting for sure. And, it gives you a little bit of variety. You know what I mean? I mean, it's definitely a learning process for sure. And you constantly have to adapt. I mean, and that's the way any business is going to be, especially when you're just starting off or as you start to have trials in your business and you learn how to, overcome the obstacles, then, it's, you just kind of get I guess a better feel for how to handle those issues in the future, and you get a lot more comfortable with it. And, I totally love what you were saying about, keeping, like your reasons for, wanting to stay, like when you went to Thailand. That's really awesome. Getting out of your comfort zone. That is something that, a lot of people don't want to do, or you don't realize, that's where the true growth comes, personally and with your business. So
Yeah, 100%. And I really learned that pretty early, I think, and it's helped me so much. I dealt with a lot of depression when I was younger, tons of anxiety issues, and just I wasn't in a good spot in a lot of my younger years. So what I did is I used athletics as an outlet. So I used to do triathlons. But what I would do is I would use that in a negative way, right? So I would beat up my body. I would neglect social gatherings. I would use that as like, oh, I have to do this just to get away from reality, right? That was my escape, but it wasn't healthy. Physically I was in great shape, but mentally I was a mess, right? I was a disaster, and that's what kind of led to my getting outside of my comfort zone and pushing myself, because I just wanted to be happy, right? I just wanted to get out of the shit of life sometimes, right? When you're just in the rut, I wanted to make a change. So, unbeknownst to everyone that I was surrounded with and all of my family, I said, I'm going to Thailand. And they said, you're not going to actually do that. It's like, come on. And then I did it. And it changed my life forever drastically, because it taught me the lesson of, one, if you're unhappy, do something about it, right? Don't just sit there. And I think it's unfortunate, because so many people are so unhappy in their job and what they're doing in their life and in their relationships and all of that stuff. And they fail to take any movement on it because of fear, right?
Yeah.
But, fear is actually the most important thing. You need to be scared, and then you need to overcome that fear, because that's where you're actually going to grow on the other side of it. And it's not just one. It doesn't have to be a drastic thing like I did. It doesn't have to be something huge. But if you do a little bit of those consistently over time, and you press into that comfort zone and into that uncomfortable space, it builds confidence. And that is key if you're going to try to build a business. Your personal development will be parallel to your business. Because if you're a mess in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships, your business is going to be a mess as well, right? So dial both sides of the equation in, and that's when you can really start to see momentum in your business, is what I've learned.
Have you ever heard of Tom Beal?
He was like, he lost a lot of weight and
no.
I'm thinking of someone else.
He's a motivational speaker, and he's like, he was a Marine. He was like at the top in the, when he was in school and all this stuff. He was like a top salesperson for all these different companies. Like everywhere he went, he just, had this, found this way to succeed. And he talks about that. He calls it like his pyramid of success, or triad of success or something. And it's based on health, wealth, and relationships. And health is the bottom of the pyramid. You've got to have that base, and you've got to, you have to have the health. And without that, like if you have the wealth but you don't have the health, then what good is, you know what I mean? It's like there's a balance between all of that, and then the relationships. So
yeah, 100%. And it's like it's the three pillars, right? The big three. And like all the people that I'm working with right now inside of my program, and that I've worked with in the past, is like, I always start everything off with, right, where are you now in your life right now? And what are you working on? What is your routine, your morning routine, your evening routine? Are you eating well? Are you drinking 4 nights a week? You probably shouldn't do that, right? All of those things, because what's going to happen if you try to build a business and you don't have things dialed in is your business is going to suffer because of it. and you're going to end up spending a week doing something that, you know, if you had yourself dialed in and optimized from a physical and mental standpoint, could take you 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, everything in marketing, right, is optimization. And I think like optimize your life too. And your business will, you know,
It'll follow.
the
Yeah,
benefactor of that. Yeah, exactly.
definitely.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's really cool. Well, let's see. You know, so you had mentioned Mike Rama. I follow him on TikTok also. I didn't know that you. I mean, I discovered later that you guys were, you know, buddies. You know, grew up together, played football together, and all that stuff. But I followed him, and I loved his videos too. You know, he provides a different type of content. You know, and you know, a lot of the Facebook technical stuff. You know, with ads and stuff like that. And I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, when I found out that you guys were buddies, I was like, no way, this guy's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
So that's super cool. But,
absolutely. And that's kind of a good lead into, you know, talking about the people you're surrounded with too, because if anyone who has no idea what we're talking about, sorry, I'm sweating out here. It's hot. If anyone has no idea what we're talking about, follow, and you might actually be on my TikTok live at Mike.Rama on TikTok. He provides a lot of really higher level marketing content. But yeah, him and I've known Mike for, you know, 20 years. We've been living together for a while. But he does, he has an advertising agency where he essentially develops advertising strategy for course creators.
oh, wow.
So, you know, for me, being surrounded by someone like that, I mean, I get a ton of information from him. Just seeing the type of work that he does on a day-to-day basis. And then, you know, obviously there's reciprocal value there because he's learned a lot of kind of the sales side of this business from me, just listening to me take hundreds and hundreds of sales calls kind of passively. And yeah, whenever you can get yourself surrounded by someone who's going to push you, right, and kind of elevate you, that is hugely valuable. And I think the importance of the people that you surround yourself with is just tremendously important because him and I, we are very in line with everything, right? We wake up early, we're exercising, we're eating well, we're very defined in our morning routines. We do our best to push each other outside of each of our comfort zones. And it kind of creates a little mastermind. And I think, like, if you look at something like Legendary Marketer, where they have that kind of mastermind community, that's a great community where you can surround yourself with people. And that's how you and I met. And like on TikTok too, like you can find your own community on TikTok. And now, like, what I didn't even realize on TikTok is that initially what I thought was going to be a source of leads is actually turning into a source of just business connections. Because you end up meeting other people, you see other people, and with TikTok, you kind of feel like you know someone, right? You watch a bunch of their TikTok videos, and you know, when you can surround yourself with those type of people, I think it's tremendously valuable.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, and I think that's one thing about this community is, you know, I've met so many like-minded people, or, you know, so many people that have had like similar journey, or, you know, they've had an obstacle to overcome in their life, and you know, that's what's, you know, this has been like, you know, I mean, not only has this been a business opportunity for them, but to be able to help other people, you know, I think that helps. I mean, that helps me, you know, man, I just feel I love to help other people. And, you know, when I get somebody comment and say, hey, you know what, I totally appreciate that, I'm just like, I'm so stoked. I'm just like, that's what, you know, that makes it all worth it, really, you know. And I mean, the community is just awesome. But I totally agree. You know, you are, you know, and you hear this. I've heard Dave Sharp say, you know, you're the average of the 5 closest people that, you know, to you or whatever. And I don't know his exact words, but you know what I'm saying. And and I totally believe that. You know, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people, or people that are goal-oriented. If you want to reach your goals, you know, that helps you push. You know, you're helping them. You know, like, I'm pretty close with another affiliate marketer, and we're in a coaching program together right now. And it's called Streaming Prosperity Elite. And I'm in there with Ben Fortner. And Ben, I don't know if you know Ben. If you don't, you should follow him, you know, on TikTok. He's a super awesome guy, family guy. But, he constantly like pushes, like he's pushing me, to the next level, and he'll throw something at me. And, I think it's kind of a lot along the lines. I mean, I haven't known him for 20 years, like you've known Mike, but,
right.
But you know what I mean? I think that's, it just shows like this community of people, and what they, what your goals are and what people can achieve, and just your ability to push each other, towards success is really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tremendously important. And I haven't even, or I didn't even realize, before I got into, the digital space, about the value of online communities. And obviously, with the coronavirus situation, obviously that's taken a massive forefront. But,
Yeah.
There is so much value in being inside of an online community where you can virtually connect with people that are trying to elevate you, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I view it in, I don't know if you've seen ever read the book Slight Edge, but it's this concept of this 1% constant improvement. And the way I view it is like, you're either going up on this upward trajectory, or you're either going down in the other direction, right? I don't think there's any kind of stagnant, right? So every time I enter into someone in a new relationship, whether it be like a romantic relationship or a friendly relationship or a business relationship, it's like, okay, is this person going to push me up in the right direction, or is this person kind of above me, or is this person going to kind of bring me down and, maybe say negative things, or, maybe not celebrate my wins and things like that. And I try to do the same on the other side, right? I try to always push everyone that I'm around and try to elevate everyone that I'm around, because I think it's just massively important as a business owner, and really just as a person as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Man, that was really good. So I don't know, what, based on your experience, this is going to be a pretty common question. I mean, you've probably heard me, if you've ever seen any of my videos, I usually ask this, but, what are some things, or what kind of advice would you give somebody that's brand new or looking to start an online business, and they don't really know where to start, or they're looking at affiliate marketing, and do you have anything that anything that you wish you would have done, or that you would change now, or do you have any tips, that you would recommend?
Yeah. So, and that's a really good question. I like that question. I like to unpack that one. As far as my experience looking back, I don't think I have any regrets. I don't think I would do anything differently. Maybe I would handle some business relationships a little bit better. Maybe it would be the only regret. But, I think it is start some sort of program. I think the 15-day challenge is a great place to start. If you are new, that's an awesome place to start. And what you should do is you should not go into it with the mindset of trying to make a lot of money quickly. Because if you go into any type of business venture with the approach of, I'm trying to just get as many of those big commissions as possible, you are going to very much hinder yourself from being successful in the long term. And I think the approach that you need to have is, one, I'm building a long-term sustainable business. I need to be willing to sacrifice short-term profit for long-term sustainability. And two is the understanding of the importance of failure. Because if you start a business, and you know this, Joey, like, you're going to fail a lot, and you're going to keep failing, and then you're going to succeed, and then you're going to fail again. And that kind of success cycle, it doesn't end, right? Like, it's just the stakes get higher, right?
Yeah.
It's like the initial, failures that I had were, I didn't close this deal on this sales call where I would have made a couple $100, but then those sales calls turned to a couple $1,000, and then it turns into something even bigger, right? And 5 years from now, when you and I both have massive online digital businesses, the stakes are going to be a lot higher. But there's still going to be that failure. So I think being comfortable and actually, I'm not saying wanting to fail, but not being afraid to fail and not being afraid to kind of be bold and take risk and obviously everyone has their own different risk rating, right, depending on their age and their financial situation, and of course.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of value in taking risk and being bold in that failure. So that would be my word to anyone who's thinking about starting some sort of digital business or affiliate marketing. And it just comes down to taking action, right? Because you could do nothing. You could watch TikTok videos all day, but that's not actually doing anything, right? You have to actually do. You actually have to do the thing.
Exactly.
That's another important factor as well.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. I totally resonate with that with what you said there, and failing forward is something. Like you have to have an approach, like something. I've always. I've had failures. I mean, I've been an engineer for several years, and before I started doing this, and I've had failures. I've designed systems that failed, and then I've had to overcome that and figure out what do I got to do to make this work. I've got a client and a customer that are wanting to use this or see this be a successful thing, and engineers are really analytical, and you have to accept those failures and you learn from them. And then, that's kind of how you move forward. And that's something, it is really uncomfortable when you're first starting a business and you're failing. Cause a lot of times you don't really know what you don't know,
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to, you just have to have a mindset of, I know that I'm going to have some failures, and you have to choose to learn from that and overcome and just do better the next time, or take a different chance, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious actually, because I see a lot of engineers get into affiliate marketing and have a lot of success in affiliate marketing, and I think it's that kind of analytical and putting things together type of thing. So for you, I'm sure probably, and I may be wrong, but probably like putting a sales funnel together and looking at the numbers and things like that probably comes relatively easy for you. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But what was kind of one of the most difficult things that when you just got into affiliate marketing that I guess was a lot different than any other type of work that you've done?
For me, being an engineer, I guess dealing with people, like sales, like I've never been a salesperson. I've never marketed before this. And so that was like a huge learning curve for me. I just was like, wow, and I would see things and learn things, and I'd be like, whoa, that's how that works. Like it's really crazy. That's one of the things, like as an engineer, I like to know how things work, and seeing how some of this marketing works, with, for instance, Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever, or, a sales funnel and how that works. It's, to me, I just find that super, super interesting. And, I don't know where I was leading on with that, but
have you run any type of paid advertisements before?
I've only ran a few, and they were primarily for engagement. I've been focusing on organic traffic. I have bought, I've done some solo ads, so I have done that, and I've taken a couple funnels, and I'll run a solo ad, and split it between the two to kind of look at the analytics and just see. But I'm pretty new to that. I haven't done that a lot, so I plan hopefully to scale up at some point to where I am able to kind of master that side of it. But
Yeah, and I think it sounds like with your experience that you'll be able to have a lot of success there, especially with something like retargeting ads.
yeah,
Because 9 out of 10 times, from my experience, 9 out of 10 times retargeting ads are going to be the most profitable ads. Because for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, essentially what you do is you can pixel everyone, or you can tag everyone who comes to your landing page or your opt-in page, so that you can run a retargeting ad campaign directly at those same people who've touched your website, and maybe they touched your website and left, or maybe they gave you your email and left, or maybe they went to the bridge page and left. And you can just send ads directly at them, and leveraging something like that, especially as you have more and more organic growth in your business and tons of people just start to touch your website. That's something that I've done in the past. I'm very close to implementing that. And I think that's a really good route to go, especially if you have that kind of analytical mind, which it sounds like
Definitely. Yeah. That's something I'm really interested in. I need to learn. I know that I've got some classes. I've invested in a few different programs, and I have some classes that talk about some of that. And I haven't had a chance to really dig into that part of this course. But yeah, definitely, there's a lot of opportunity there, and I know some really successful people that do that, like Brian Brewer. The guy makes, multiple six figures. He's incredible. And I know he does. Yeah,
he's a real legend.
He is a legendary legend. And I just had him on this interview series a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you caught that, but Alexa, stop.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious for you. I guess what was your initial strategy when you first started? Because obviously I assume that you started with the 15-day challenge, and then did you know like, oh, I'm going to go to TikTok right away, or did you try to do something else, or what was kind of the jumping point?
I started off watching YouTube videos, and I had this idea. I'm like, oh wow, everybody sleeps on a bed. Everybody wants a mattress. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna start a mattress website, and I'm gonna write I'll go to these mattress stores around town, and I'm gonna lay on all these mattresses and check them out and get some information on them and kind of write my own little thing. And I thought I was gonna do that, and really, there's a lot that's left out on YouTube, and they say you can learn anything on the internet, but really. You have to invest in yourself.
I couldn't agree more.
I tried that, and I made a website, and it wasn't very successful. And, I didn't know anything about targeting and, how to target an audience, or, there was a lot of things I didn't know. And so I ended up walking away from that. And it's something I'm going to revisit. I even mentioned that on my Wake Up Legendary. I'm definitely, with the skills I have now and the knowledge, I know that I can probably make that pretty profitable. So I'm definitely, I haven't created my funnels and stuff for that, but I'm going to revisit that. But after that, I was looking, I had just lost my job. So I was in a state of mind where I've got to do something. And, I had a friend back home. I'm originally from Boise, Idaho. And I had a buddy back there that I went to high school with, and he's an entrepreneur and has probably like 10 businesses. And he told me, he's like, I was moving down here to Dallas for this big job, and it's a big salary and all this stuff. And he's like, well, have you ever thought about this? He's like, would you rather have one job that pays you $10,000 a month, or would you rather have 10 jobs that pay you $1,000 a month, or five jobs that pay, 5 streams of income that pay you $2,000 a month? And at the time, it didn't really occur to me. I was just like, oh wow, I don't know. I'm happy being an engineer. I like what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't really get it, but then when I lost my job, I was just like, wow, and I talked to him again, and I was just like, man, what you said, back, 6 or 9 months ago really hit home for me. And so I was looking, and, the mattress thing fell through. There just wasn't the proper training or enough detail. And I didn't know anything about mindset. It was just teaching you how to do this mechanical stuff. So, after that, I tried a little bit of day trading, and I realized after a few months, I didn't lose money, but I realized I'm not going to be making, I'm not going to make 10 grand a month doing this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then my daughter was on TikTok, and so I'm like, she's 8 years old, and I'm like, okay, I need to know what's all this TikTok stuff about. So I got on there and started kind of checking it out. And then next thing I know, I saw like Brian Brewer and Jamar Jones and AJ Rance and, all these guys, Dom Bavaro, and they were, pushing affiliate marketing really hard, and legendary marketer. And so then I was just like, man, I'm going to give this a shot again. I think this is what I needed. This is going to teach me what I need to know. And so I jumped in, man, and I've been doing it ever since. And, I may get $50 in commissions one day. I may get $2.80, or I may get 1,000.
Right, right.
It's awesome, and it just makes when these commissions come in, it's just, I could be sleeping, or I the other day, last weekend, I was at the grocery store and I got this email. I'm like, oh wow, check my email, $50 in commissions. I was just like, oh sweet, I didn't have to do anything. I did all the work up front.
Yeah.
And, so anyways, I just have a passion for this now, and eventually I would like to scale up and quit my job and live down in Mexico.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that you will, like, because once you get into it, and once you like understand the business model, and once you see other people having large amounts of success, like, and you commit yourself, like you get to where you want to be, right? Because the only thing that prevents people from being successful is like exactly that, they just quit. And it's funny when you mentioned TikTok, because I actually had the same thing. I was actually talking to someone, and he was like a 45-year-old corporate, like a corporate juggernaut type of guy, just a businessman guy. And I was talking to him on the phone, and he was telling me like about TikTok, and because we were talking about the old program that I used to sell, and he's like, oh, do you guys do any marketing on TikTok? And I was like, no, we don't do any marketing on TikTok. There's no market on TikTok for it's all kids. And then as I started going, I was doing tons of organic on Facebook, like I said earlier, and I said, let me look at this, because I kept hearing people telling me, look at TikTok, see if you can do this on TikTok. And I got on there, and I started just making content, pushing the old program that I was working with. And then all of a sudden I started seeing all these legendary marketer people, and I was like, same exact people as you, Tom Bavaro, AJ Rance, even people like Daryl Gray, people like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, who are all these people pushing, and what's this legendary marketer thing? And I was like, all right, let me check this thing out. And then I did that, and I was like, okay, I see the strategy that they're running with here, and I see the explosive growth that you can have on TikTok, and just the unbelievable amount of free leads that you can get on TikTok. And I was like, I'm in. I'm all in on this platform. And then from there, it was just like, all right, just consistency. And it's not always easy to come up with content ideas, as I'm sure you know. But it's just something that I feel like at this point, it will always just be a part of my business. Will be TikTok.
Definitely. So, speaking of that and social media, what's your strategy, for getting your content or expanding your business, onto other platforms? Like, are you, like something I'm doing right now, and is I'm taking my TikTok videos and I'm directing people to my YouTube channel. I just started this YouTube channel, and I'm trying to promote that, and I want to get some subscribers, and provide a little bit more value, because the videos obviously can be longer. It's hard to provide a lot of value in 15 to 60 seconds. So
absolutely.
I'm definitely working that. And then I'm trying to also push people towards my Facebook group. So tell me about like what your strategy is and what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually positioning myself for a product launch. I have my high ticket course that I'm working on, which is going to be the Freedom Framework, which is basically going to be based around 1, doing affiliate marketing, 2, creating your own digital product, and then 3, personal branding. And some of my experience being around creating other products has helped me to learn a lot as I'm creating my own product as well. But my current strategy is 1, using TikTok. I do a lot of Facebook organic. I built my email list. I'd say 50% from Facebook organic, 50% from TikTok. Facebook organic being just being inside of other people's Facebook groups. I have a YouTube channel that I started a couple months ago. I'm kind of just I have like 30 videos. I just have that as an asset right now. That I'm not like just time bandwidth. I'm not creating a ton of content for that right now, but I will be into the future, and that content will kind of adjust. And then I have a Pinterest account as well, and I actually have outsourced my Pinterest account. So I actually took a little bit of a Pinterest course and started to build my own Pinterest platform. There's this girl on TikTok, her name's Joanna. She actually does a lot of Pinterest content. I met her down here in Mexico a while ago, and she was kind of talking to me some of the strategy. Took her course, but I was like, man, this is not a strong suit. I don't want to make these pins. I don't really want to relearn this whole platform. It's like, you know what? I have some assets. Let me outsource some of this Pinterest content there. So someone's actually inviting me to go live on TikTok right now. I'm going to try that. But yeah, it's TikTok, Facebook group, YouTube channel, Pinterest, Facebook organic. And then I have everything tagged. So I have a Google tag on my landing page for all the funnels that I do have. And pretty soon I will start running ads. But the way that my program is designed is pretty shortly after launch, I'm going to have my own affiliate program as well. And all the people, and let me kind of backtrack here. So talking about the way that I am building my course. So I've gotten this strategy from other courses that I've been around that were built is you don't actually make the course until you prove there's a market. So the way I had my course initially, it's called the 60-day challenge. And basically I was taking 5 people through essentially the same process that I did to build out my affiliate marketing business. And that initially started at a $997 price point and then went up to a $2,000 price point. So I did 2 iterations of that. The first iteration, I literally put together a PDF document that said, this is what's going to be in the course. And I laid it out all 8 weeks. Here's what you're getting. We're going to run a live course, and we're going to have a couple one-on-one coaching calls. And then I went live in my Facebook group for an hour. I laid out the entire strategy, and I just plugged the course at the end. And then got on sales calls with people, sold them into my program, ran the first iteration. Next iteration, I did the second iteration, same exact thing. Now I had the framework built. I had everything that I was trying to do. And
Kind
I
of fine-tuning it.
Exactly. I ran it again and I sold it again. And then I was like, okay, I've proven that I can sell this 2 times. So now I want to make it scalable, right? Because what it wasn't scalable. I was doing a lot of one-on-one calls. I was doing a lot of calls every week. I was doing a lot of kind of back and forth with people. And, you know, realistically, I could probably cap that at 10K per month with me working a lot of time to just maintain it. So I said, okay, proof of concept is there. So now let's build this in a way that's going to be scalable. So I basically took the live videos that I had, expanded them longer, put them into a form that is a true online course with value, built out a value ladder. And that's where I'm going now. And then I'm going to take all the people that were inside of the initial 60-day challenge, and probably 50% of those people will end up being affiliates for me underneath the whole thing. So that's my current strategy. And I think, you know, the combination of ads and affiliates underneath, I think, I don't think my issue is going to be scaling. I think my issue is going to be systematizing, because what I don't want to do is build a business where the money is there, but I'm really, really time constrained. I don't want that to happen where I'm trying to hold everything together, right? Hold the ship afloat. And I've seen this happen where you get inside of other programs I've been in and people get pissed and people don't get results. And then it can kind of implode, right? Or it can, the waters can get rocky. So I think moving a little bit slower and then just systematizing, I think, is huge. But that's kind of the core strategy that I've seen. 2 other courses that I was within went through that same process. And then I'm just really modeling that same process for myself as well.
Yeah, you know, that's something I've seen. And I'm in a program. I don't know if you've heard of James Neville Taylor. I'm sure you've seen him on the leaderboards for for Legendary. He's like a 9-time gold on Legendary or over that. I don't know, but anyways, he has his own program, and you know, I'm promoting that right now. Also, the RPM, Rapid Profit Machine, and he's gone through probably 5 different iterations of that, you know, upgrading and like refining the process. And it is, you know, it takes time to do that, but it's, you provide so much value, you know, when you can do that. And I mean, it's pretty amazing. That's awesome that you're doing that.
Yeah, 100%. It's certainly time intensive, and I've leaned on, and going back to investing in yourself, like I've leaned on, um, I've invested in like 5 different programs, and you're doing the same thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I invested in the One Funnel Away Challenge with Russell Brunson. I'm probably going to go to his live event. I'm probably going to end up buying more stuff from him in the future because he provides so much value, right? And
Yeah.
that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day is like one, results, and two, just providing tremendous amounts of value up front is just going to lead to the high ticket thing. But yeah, I believe in just modeling other people's success and then just making your own framework for it and
Definitely.
branding it in your own voice in a way that's going to attract your audience and, you know, remain consistent. And over time, your business will grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I like Russell. He's he's got some energy, that guy. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? He just,
I'm a big fan.
yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. Um, yeah. Do you know who Nathan Earl is?
I've seen his name around. I think I probably have him on TikTok. He probably hops up on the feed once in a while.
Yeah. Well, he's a really amazing guy. I'm going through his coaching program right now. It's called Streaming Prosperity, and I'm in the lead program there. And it's just, you do have to, when you start to, when people get to a certain level, you have to invest in yourself. You're gonna, like you said, you've invested in yourself, with multiple courses. You've like me, and like, I guess, like, with the way the process typically works, with anything, you learn to a certain point, and then it's like, okay, you're implementing this, and you want to take your business to the next level. Well, you have to invest in yourself, and then you're learning a different set of skills, or you're learning, how to complement the skills that you just learned. And I think the ultimate goal for a lot of us, is to produce our own content, our own intellectual property, and our own course. And I've seen a lot of people do this, and it's definitely, I think it's kind of an evolution of where, depending on what you want to do with your business, that's where it's kind of the goal.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what's so great about Legendary is, and I saw someone post this the other day. I don't know where it was in the Facebook group maybe, but Legendary Marketer is almost like college for marketers, right? Like
Yeah.
you go in, you learn everything, you promote their product, and then you
Create your
skyrocket
own.
to the moon with your own doing something different. But I agree 100%. I've always wanted to have my own program, and I still the place that I really want to go is I want to work with people who have large social media followings but lack the either knowledge base or ability to monetize. And I want to help them, let's say someone who has 150,000 followers on TikTok, doesn't know anything about a sales funnel, doesn't have an email campaign, is promoting a $3 product, work with someone like that and then have them just monetize at a massive rate. Because, if you have that many followers on a social media platform and you get the system behind it, I mean, that thing will just make you money on autopilot. So that's really where I want to go. And I think this current program will certainly have its run rate, because obviously every digital product is going to have its run rate where it caps out. But that's kind of my next, and I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but that's kind of my next vision of where I really want to go
That's
down
cool.
the road.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, man, is there anything else you want to talk about? I wish you would do a program on travel, travel agency program or something. Give me some deals down to Mexico.
Hey man, I'll talk about this kind of on a completely unrelated note. Just like people think, and I get this all the time, like, oh, Mexico, like it's dangerous there, and this, that, and the other. And but like one, I actually feel a lot safer where I am in Playa del Carmen than I do like in downtown Philadelphia where I'm from, like especially now. And two, the cost of living is probably about 30 to 40% less than it would be if I were to live in Philadelphia, where I'm from. So I think that that's a really important factor of, people say like digital nomad or like, whatever word you want to use.
Yeah.
Like the power is that you, one, get to live in a really cool place where, by the beach, the weather's nice. people are great, and I can decrease my cost of living, which allows me to reinvest my money into assets, whether that be financial assets or back into my business as well. And I think like anyone who's in their 20s should look into doing something like that, because it's really powerful. And you also, you're almost constantly in a state of being outside of your comfort zone, right? Because you are constantly surrounded by new people, where I think like in the US, a lot of the times there's kind of that bubble effect, right? Like you're around the people that you're with all the time, and you have your group. But when you travel and when you're remote, you always end up meeting new people from different places. And I've met tons of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, who do completely different things than me, who have things like online spiritual courses or work with different software tools for other programs and things like that. And you get to connect with these type of people. And I think, those other perspectives is something that it doesn't really get priced into the whole thing, right? The people that you kind of meet when you push yourself out. So that's me. And I don't know. I don't think I don't see myself going back to the US for a long period of time. At least not in the next 5 years, but who knows? I tend to make decisions on the fly, much to the of my family. But yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. I have some family that has I don't know, I think 15 acres of land right somewhere in Belize, by a beach, and they're building kind of a neighborhood. So I think I'm going to be investing some time down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, well, hey man, I think I'll probably bring this to a close. Are you? Is there anything you want to close with, or is there anything you want to say as we end this?
Yeah. Let's wrap it up here. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone consistently, and don't be afraid of failure, because those two things will lead to your success and personal growth. So those are the parting words that I'd like to put out in the world.
Right on. There you go. All right. Well, hey man, I really appreciate you coming on, and thanks for your time. And I look forward to seeing you grow and promote your program. And I like seeing your videos, your content, and you're inspiring. So I appreciate it.
Likewise, man. Likewise, and looking forward to both of us having this relationship into the future, because neither of us are going anywhere. So
right on.
It's good to see, man. Good to see. I'm glad we did this.
Definitely. All right. Well, hey everybody. I'm going to be on Brad's Facebook group on Friday, and it's going to be another really great session. There's a lot more to talk about, and if you want to join me there, I'll be sure to get you the link. Anyways, right on. Thanks, Brad.
See you guys. Take care.